Oh, this is heavy.
So what is it, getting to the new park that's going to be built with CityWalk?
Yeah.
And super excited about all that. But why do you think there's been so much resistance here, specifically in Birmingham, to having an outdoor public park? Do they look at Homewood and like, well, it didn't work out there, so we won't do
Homewood
this?
was brought up several times, and the stereotype of skateboarders are gang members and drug addicts is all I ever heard at every meeting. And I was like, no, this is what you've been sold. This is what they told you why we got rid of it. We were the scapegoat. Those townhomes coming up that cost $400,000 each. That's a reason, because they don't want to have that in their backyard. So that's been the biggest issue. The other big issue has been our government leaders.
Do you think it's just a lack of understanding because the skateboard culture is just non-existent here, or just
like William Bell and all of Jonathan Austin, who was our last city councilman? They just didn't get it, dude. And all they cared about was bringing up where the Crossplex is.
Okay,
they were going to build us a skate park out there. They said, well, they wouldn't build us a skate park. They would allow one out there if we raised the money.
You got to raise the money yourself.
And so, of course, we were like, well, that's not a safe area.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Crossplex is doing very well.
let's face it, skateboarding at the time was still stereotypically a white kid sport.
Okay,
and kids would get robbed or something. I'm sure it's changed a lot now. So the demographic of skateboarding now is everybody you can imagine.
Right.
Like I'll sell 10 skateboards a day. 5 of them will be to little girls.
Yeah, there's a lot of girl skaters, man.
Like 4 will be to non-white kids, like ethnic kids, of other ethnicities. It's the shift has really changed, And then now we have leadership that's changed, Like I'm older than our councilman, Daryl O'Quinn. I'm older than Woodfin,
Yeah.
and
pretty young. Yeah.
Woodfin's cool. He gets it,
Yeah.
He's like, hell yeah, I want a skate park. I want the biggest skate park. I want the baddest skate park,
So is he pretty involved as far as like explain to me, like, okay, you want to get a skate park built, and I know it's been a long road, and you guys had raised money in different ways. I think you may have got a grant from the Tony Hawk Foundation or something.
Which, let me preface, we had to send that back.
Okay.
Yeah. With a grant, if you don't use the grant within the timeline,
okay,
which was 2 years, for said project,
you can't just like hoard the money.
No,
and that makes sense.
It can't send an account. You have to send them like, here's progress updates every 6 months and stuff. And no progress, I'm like, dude, I think that project's dead in the water.
Really?
What do we do to send this back? And they're like, no, maybe we can reallocate it to another one or another thing. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'd feel better if this money was off my plate. Yeah. So it got sent back.
Dang, that's crazy.
So yeah, there was like so many ups and downs, and we've raised money, and there's still money in an account. But all of a sudden, CityWalk popped up, and this is just, there's been a huge paradigm shift in just the world, Team sports are not as popular as individual sports now, too, Our government, city government has just changed. They're awesome. Everything's about cycling, and everything's about like parks.
Getting with the times, man. It's
getting outdoors, and it's pretty cool. I know it's all money based still, but it finally happened. So, but to give other insight, say downtown Atlanta, Stratosphere is kind of their head shop, and Thomas Taylor is their lead dude, and he told me, he's like, dude, we fought 12 years to get a skate park in downtown Atlanta, which is the Fourth Ward Park, which if before that, if Fourth Ward was just trash, nobody wanted it. Then all of a sudden lofts pop up, and like moving downtown and living downtown is the new hip thing.
It's the new thing. Yeah, man.
Skate park, boom, happened like that, where every city around Atlanta got skate parks because there's less red tape involved, less like shit, I guess. Money's, Hoover could build a skate park easily. Trustville could build a skate park, I think, easily. They're not in the red. We fought for a skate park forever, and it was always like, sorry, Birmingham's bankrupt. We have no money. And then they'd say, it sounds awesome, though. Go talk to Park and Rec. And Park and Rec would be like, yeah, they cut our budgets. Don't talk to us. And then Park and Rec would be like, what you need to do is talk to your councilman. Talk to the councilman. He's like, yeah, this sounds awesome. It was 3 different.
Just keep
circles.
passed off. Yeah.
I'm getting passed off to one person over and over and over. Everybody's a yes man. Like, this sounds cool, you know? This sounds awesome.
It's all politics. Like, we
know,
love your idea, but I'm not the
even
one
when you're
to-
like, there are 176 tennis courts in Birmingham, and about 27 of them are being used. Just allocate us a tennis court, and we will do the rest. Doesn't happen. Won't happen. Can't happen. Sounds good,
So
but you
frustrating.
cannot get it passed or get it happening. So yeah, we almost had skate park at Ruffner Mountain, which is where we got the Tony Hawk grant for. There's an old Olympic pool out there.
I haven't seen that.
Roebuck Springs.
Okay.
It's an old park, and that sounded like our best bet because it was actually outside of the city and privately owned. And then we almost had a skate park at George Ward Park.
Now I do remember that one, and even seeing like the CAD drawings of what it might look like and all that stuff.
We spent a bunch of money to get those drawings, and get all that legwork done, only to be told like, yeah, y'all need to come up with $20,000 extra a year for us to change trash cans and do maintenance on it. What? I'm like, seriously? You freaks sit in your trucks in the parking lot doing nothing. Like, so it was a lot of ups and downs and just crap. And then a lot of Homewood Park popping back up. And then a lot of just bad timing. I mean, Birmingham had no money. I don't know how Birmingham has so much money now.
I don't know.
But I will say CityWalk is being paid for by LDOT.
Okay.
So that's the one reason I'm like, this is real.
This is really going to happen.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
And the overall park is probably $30 million or something.
That's
not the skate park.
Yeah, but just the whole thing.
The whole 10 block long park is
Yeah.
probably $20 to $30 million, like ridiculous money. And they already have it set aside, earmarked for it, from what I've been told.
I know. I came to the thing you did at Cahaba.
But this is 2020. Shit can happen.
Yes, it is. It absolutely.
We still got a
can.
few more days.
Let's
So
knock on wood.
That's right.
But yes, when I came to whatever you're going to call that event that you had at Cahaba, where you showed the two drawings and people got to vote on what they liked better and stuff. I think the first words out of your mouth was like, "This is really happening for everybody that's stuck around and been with
then I
me
was
for
like,
the past
wait,
10 years."
Don't even like take it from me. I pulled Kent and Russell over and I was like, tell them like.
So how did
that's happening?
How did that partnership come about with the people that actually designed the park?
So that's New Line Skate Parks.
Okay.
Before that, they were called Action Sports Development, or no, before that they were even Stantec Group. So Canton Russell's been an old time professional skateboarder forever. He was back in Osiris the Storm video and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's got roots out in San Diego, but now he's a skate park designer builder. And that was during the time of the George Ward Park. That's who did those CAD drawings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we hired them with this money. Again, Pepsi Refresh grant. We got $50,000, and that money had to be used within 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
So you had to give that money back to her?
No.
Okay.
We used it. We were like, okay,
We're going to use
what
this
can
money.
we do? So we paid them, the Stantec Group, Action Sports Design, hired them for $50,000. It was going to be $85,000 overall, but we were like, here's $50,000 to get it started. And that's as far as that got.
Yeah.
They did as far as like soil tests and like water runoff testing and all that stuff, and did like real blueprints. I have down to I have a roll of blueprints for the park. That's about what $50,000 gets you. But I mean, Canton's an advocate for skate parks, so me and him have been in touch forever, and he's like, dude, just let me know now that this fell through. Let me know what we can do for you. And then he started working with New Line Skate Parks, which is like, they're some of the best. They do skate parks all over the place.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, here's this new opportunity that we just got $4,000 signatures for CityWalk. When we presented them, like 2 weeks, we got 4,000 signatures. And
so that was how it became on like Aldot's radar, is like they said, hey, what do we want to do with this park?
Yeah.
And
so you might not have been at those meetings.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was like January of a couple years ago, or maybe even last year. They did community input meetings on this proposed there's always these things about how 2059 divides the city, and they wanted to move 2059 in order to not divide the city anymore. So instead, they built the interstates, and AlDOT said, well, what we'll do is we'll build an epic park below that's kind of your tie together for the city. So you're going to have Northside Birmingham, and then this awesome park, and then you're going to have where Top Golf and the new stadium and
so it all
that
side,
blends so it
together.
all ties together.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the marriage of sorts to make everybody happy, all the neighborhoods, and then everybody in the neighborhoods can come in and say what they would like to see in this park, So they did community input meetings, and Daryl LeQuinn came to Go Skateboard Day once, who's our counselor. He came to Go Skate Day, and he was like, hey, heads up. Yeah, it must have been like November. He's like, heads up. You need to come with troops to this meeting in November or whatever and really show face. If you want a skate park, this is your chance. So thank God for him. He clued us onto that.
Yeah.
So I was like, hell yeah. So we already had a petition with like 1,000 signatures from back in the day. I grabbed all those, and then I started this campaign to get signatures again, and we got 4,000 or 5,000 signatures within 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The news was like, holy crap, and everybody had a testimonial. It was like signed, and it was like, oh my God, I miss Homewood Park, and Birmingham needs a skate park. So we took that, and I printed them out and took them to the meeting, Boom! And I told all the skate heads and I was like, come there, don't be punks. Don't say gimme, gimme, gimme. We deserve this. I said, come there and show, full force, but properly.
Right.
Let's not look like assholes.
Show face and
Don't
show the community.
Don't be like, why don't we have a skate park?
Right.
We're the last place in the United States.
Just feed into that stereotype.
Yeah. Right? Instead, it was like, everybody they gave you everybody like 5 or 6 stickers or so, like something like that, to just kind of put stickers on different amenities of their park that they think would be cool. Mm-hmm. And there was something showing a skate park in one of the pictures, and dude, you couldn't even
get enough stickers on it.
You couldn't. Yeah, it was just like covered deep, dude. I mean, it was like hundreds, and then every other picture had like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
so
that's so cool.
They were just overwhelmed and just like, what the hell? Obviously, we're gonna build a skate park. So that's what started that, and then I mean, everything was moving really, really well, but we had to wait for the interstates to be done. Mm-hmm. Now they're done. Now we got lights. We got all this cool stuff. They're doing the infrastructure now. So, and then COVID hit, and really the plan was to get the entire park done by World Games, which was supposed to be next year. It's not. It's now pushed back. So COVID. So the skate park is set to open June of 2022.
Okay.
Which is 578 days away.
You know exactly. And from my understanding, coming to the meeting at Cahaba, you guys landed on a final design, I guess, because at that meeting you showed 2 different ones, and you were like, hey, put the sticker on what you want to lean towards.
At that meeting, they had also done community input to just see what everybody kind of wants, Mm-hmm. And then they had 2 different designs, ideas.
Yeah.
And they took all that input back, and that was the other skate community input. And so
are there pictures of that online we can pull up?
There should on citywalkbham.org.
Okay.
Citywalkbham.org.
Yeah, there should be. Citywalkbham.org. There's master plan. The one that it was almost like unanimous as well. Everybody chose this one design, and now that's what the boys Canton and New Line's doing is the full blueprints, and they're going to have a 3D renderings soon, like a fly through almost.
So this picture that she's looking at right now, does it show the location of the park? Or
it should be somewhere around number 3 or 4, I think.
It's close to like the.
It's right by ASFA.
Yes.
Alabama School of Fine Arts.
Fine Arts, yeah.
actually looks like that's it,
So click on that photo.
I believe. Yeah, Action Sports Park, Regional Park.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's all I wanted was give us like 15,000 square feet. Let us do the work, whatever. I don't know anything. So now, flash forward, this is a 50 to 70,000 square foot skate park, which is bigger than any park in Georgia.
How does it compare to like Louisville's?
Bigger than Louisville.
Bigger than
Louisville's 35,000.
That one is the biggest one I've ever been to.
Yeah, so this is
massive.
To give you an idea, this is freaking real.
Oh, dude, that's so crazy.
That was my question to him too. I was like, so I get 50 to 70,000, but
visually, like
Louisville's like the biggest,
Yeah.
gnarly to me, and they were like, that's 30,
it's got full pipe
that's
and everything.
35, 40,000. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
This could be
So this is
giant.
basically about 2 city blocks.
Yeah.
And it's linear, you know. So yeah, it's divided between like 2 or 3 bowl areas, a pump track, and then a mega street course with a flow area too.
Dude. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm old, and I'm like,
Oh dude,
a pump track, I can get my heart rate up.
Yeah.
Do it, you know, this would be awesome.
Yeah, the past several years for me, I don't even know if I could like ollie or kickflip anymore. You know, I can just like push around and I'm sore after
I'm just
that.
gonna push and pump and get exercise and cardio, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, dude, that's so awesome, man. So did at any point you said the counselor that came to Go Skateboard Day, was he kind of the bridge when like, hey, we want to build a park.
Yeah.
We need to reach out to Peter to actually get some input on
Yeah.
how it needs to look.
And that's
I guess
all
brought you in.
more relationships and more friends. His name's Daryl O'Quinn. He's our counselor. He's probably younger than me. He's awesome.
Okay.
But he's a huge bicycle commuter. He rides bikes to and from work a lot, tons of days, and he's huge in that. And then, so before where my shop is now, I was a block away, and at one point we were in with Redemptive Cycles, the bicycle shop.
Yeah.
So his connection with Redemptive Cycles, kind of, and of course my relationship with Redemptive, kind of spearheaded that to, hey, put this on his radar, you know.
Yeah.
And he's rad, dude. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know him that well, but so far he's been straight to me compared to Jonathan Austin, who was the old councilman.
Oh man. Well, dude, that's so exciting, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
be rad
anything
to see.
can happen. We've all learned that this year, so I'm still like,
But this seems like the most concrete thing
I'm like, I'll believe it when we
They
start
break ground.
shoveling. When we start shoveling dirt,
Right.
I'll believe it. Or when I see some concrete trucks start pouring something that looks proper.